The first mutter in 22 years turns the 250 class into a wicked tight battle. Could Ryan Dungey make history at Washougal, or would Barcia crush his dreams? And is a pro road racer going pro moto racing? We talked to Moto America points leader Jake Gagne about that. And Moto America's Super Sport class raced at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. We have the details. Plus the penultimate ATV motocross race is in the books, and the championship battle heats up. That and more only on the Racer X Show. Hello and thanks for checking out the Racer X Show. I'm Greg, watching for the first time. Well, you've tuned into the only weekly motorcycle, ATV, and UTV racing highlight show around. And we're going to get you up to speed soon. And don't forget, Loretta Lynn's, the Amateur National Motocross Championship, happening right now on RacerTV.com. 8 hours a day of great coverage. This was the trophy from 2011. That's pretty sweet, huh? All right, listen, we got to get to this show right now, so let's do it.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Acerbis, Soul and Passion, and by Yoshimura, the leader in performance exhausts.
Let's start the show with the motocross segment presented by Acerbis, where we had the first wet race in the Pacific Northwest in 22 years. Shocking, right? Now, Washougal's already known for its lack of grip when it's dry, but add a bit of natural gription reducer and things get unpredictable and very exciting. To Jason and Grant with the highlights.
Just outside of Portland, Oregon for round 9 of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing. It's the Peterson Cat Washougal National. Here's your Lucas Oil race recap. Just completed the 250 Moto number 1. Christian Craig was leading on the Geico Honda. He goes down and had a nice gap at this point, but took too long to get up and restart the motorcycle. And Cooper Webb, you can see him on the right side of the screen in blue on the Yamaluke Star Racing Yamaha, takes over the lead. Now he controlled that lead for the majority of this race, but Marvin Musquin struck quickly.
Yeah, Musquin had used this line to pass someone earlier in the race, goes for it there, gets the drive, takes the line away from Cooper Webb. We heard Webb was not happy about a couple of moves from Musquin, but I always said on the ground, take the guy's line away. In midair, that's a little bit different. See, Webb goes off the track there, clears his vision, knows he can't get any advantage, relinquishes that lead to Musquin, who has it, and then coming to the finish line even, you just didn't know who was going to go where. Musquin looks back, he takes a win, he is pumped. He knew how crucial that was for the points, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely, because your points leader, here he is shaking his head, Jeremy Martin, a disappointing 9th in the slop. That is a huge swing. Jeremy Martin 9th, and when we saw him cross the line while we're at break, shaking his head, he knew he needed better than that. And also Christian Craig, good ride for 4th, but he did lead for a while, probably a little disappointed as well. Jeremy Martin with the early lead. Cooper Webb had some intensity early on, was not messing around, and the 17 goes around his teammate to take over the spot.
Yeah, he had a great pace at the beginning of the moto, and we've seen that from Martin. Never one to be shot out of the gate like a cannon. He kept fighting, kept grinding. Off the drop-off, they split lanes. Watch Webb, tries to protect the outside, but leaves himself in an awkward position right there. Martin takes the lead, and you think this race might be over because he starts stretching it out, but the number 1 is on the ground. Not sure what happened exactly, but definitely losing a lot of time to topping that bike over.
Yeah, went from 1st to 4th, claws back to 3rd, but Webb retakes the lead and holds off Marvin Musquin to take the overall victory today. 2nd in the first moto and winning the 2nd moto. We'll give you the results here from Washougal. Musquin 2nd, and that's big at the points. We'll show you those in a bit. Martin a disappointing 3rd. Plessinger's 4th will make him 3rd overall. Craig solid in the top 5.
Yeah, thank you.
Musquin just gets edged out. They actually tie in points for the day, but the tiebreaker is the better 2nd race. Plessinger, we mentioned, top 3 for the first time in his career. All about the Yamahas from Joe Gibbs Racing off the start recently. 6 straight hole shots for the number 51 of Justin Barcia.
Yeah, he almost throws it away there. Does a little knack, able to keep it on 2 wheels. He was running real strong out front. And then Canard coming up to a section where he actually broke his femur a few years ago. Just a little slide out, but lost a lot of valuable time. Great to see Trey back in action.
Christophe Pourcel in the white, number 377. Second, Ryan Dungey, your series leader, slices across the inside to take over the runner-up spot. But there was no one going to run down Justin Barcia in this one. He had a gigantic lead, and he had won 2 of the last 3 races coming into this. Here are your results. Pourcel holds on for 3rd. Kennard in his first race this year after an injury finishes in 8th after that crash. Roczen a disappointing 7th. Barcia, 6 straight hole shots on the Autotrader.com Toyota Joe Gibbs Racing Yamaha. Quickly, Ryan Dungey, the number 5, would move into 2nd and put some heat on. And also, you got to watch Ken Roczen. Soaring Eagle Jimmy John Suzuki in 3rd. They all kept the heat on Barcia, and then this mistake cost Barcia the lead.
Yeah, it cost him. And after that, you know, Dungey's just going to set sail, which he did. Barcia tried really hard. He attacked the track, tried to close that gap up. But I think the harder he tried, the more mistakes he made right there. Back on the gas, does never let off. But Ryan Dungey takes the moto victory as well as the overall, and he is now alone as the winningest rider at the Washougal National, and furthermore extends his points lead.
Christophe Pourcel fights back for 5th in this moto. That's going to loom large in the overall. Should be 3rd for the day. Roczen ends up 3rd in this one. There's Pourcel, we mentioned, edging out Roczen for a 3rd overall. That'll be the 2nd podium of the year for him. Nicoletti, top 5 today, just ahead of his teammate Pike, so a good day for the JGR folks. Noren, 7th overall.
I keep talking about Justin Barcia because he's one of the most exciting racers to watch. He got some massive pressure from Ryan Dungey just before the mid part of Moto 2, and he answered it nicely. But it was that one mistake followed by his aggressive aggro post-mistake charge that caused the 2nd one and the overall loss. And post-race press conference, Barcia called it his toughest loss ever, but he was introspective about it, talking about the things that he needs to work on. Now, next one is Barcia's home race in New York. Watch out for him. Also keep an eye on Rockstar Huskies' Jason Anderson. He didn't have a great weekend results-wise, but his lap times in Moto 1 were unreal. Also, a huge shout out to Aaron Plessinger for his first Pro Moto podium. The son of a multi-time GNCC champ, he gave credit to his GNCC roots for helping him in his 3rd overall. Pro Motocross is off this weekend, but you can still get your fix anytime, anywhere, promotocross.com. The races are archived for your viewing pleasure. Now some interesting news. We talked about it last week. A current pro road racer leading a national championship, no less, is going to try and get into the Pro Motocross race at Miller Motorsports Park on August 15th. His name is Jake Gagne, and he races for the Road Race Factory Orion team, and he joins us now. Hey, Jake, welcome to the show.
Great, man. How you doing?
Really good, man. Thanks. Now, it's unusual for us to have a road racer in the Achereby's motocross segment, but we have you in here for a good reason. Tell us why.
Yeah, we're in the midst of our Moto America season here, and then I grew up racing motocross my whole life. I raced with a lot of the guys that are racing in outdoors and supercross and stuff now. So, and I haven't stopped riding. I've been riding a bunch of times throughout the week, even during my whole road race career. So I've been feeling good on the motocross bike, and I just wanted to go out and have a little fun. And I had some good opportunities with Yamaha and Keith and Danny and all the guys helping us out. And I think we're going to get out there and rub some elbows with those guys, just have some fun and experience it.
Dude, how did the whole opportunity come about?
I had a Yamaha 450 that I got earlier this year, and I've just been putting a lot of hours in on that. And I talked to Danny Walker, I talked to Keith, and they heard that I had aspirations of doing a national, and I felt like my riding was pretty good, and speed was there and fitness was there to at least go and put on a good show and have fun. And they got behind me. They hooked me up with this Yamaha 450 that I've been on, and it's an amazing bike, and I'm just having a good time testing it and putting some hours on it here now.
The chatter's already started about you riding at Miller, concerned about your ability to ride a pro track, like a nasty, rutted up pro track. What are your concerns? What are you thinking about?
No, I don't have any concerns, that's for sure. I just want to go out there and have a good time. Like I said, it's been a dream of mine to race an outdoor. That's what I grew up, with aspirations of. And so if I had the opportunity to do it now, I want to take that opportunity. So I just want to go and have a good time. And, I'm expecting to qualify and put in 2 solid motos, hopefully have no crashes, nothing too bad, and just see both checkered flats and have a good time. I think if that happens, I think I can put in a pretty decent result and have a good time.
Now, we got word that you're going to be participating in Thursday's press day. Nervous or pumped for that?
Yeah, I'm psyched for that. I just got an email about that the other day, and that's awesome. Especially for me, I get to go out and get a little bit of a glimpse at the track a little bit earlier on. We were just at Miller a few weeks ago, racing around the asphalt track around the outside of it, and we could see a lot of the track was already built on the infield there, so it looks pretty badass.
Okay, Jake, we're going to check back in with you later as you go for your first ever Moto America Superstock 1000 National Championship and on how things go at Miller. Cool?
Definitely. Anytime, Greg.
And did you know that you can win a brand new 2015 450 motocross bike of your choice? Yep, you can pick it, a Honda, Husqvarna, Kawasaki, KTM, Suzuki, or Yamaha, and all the proceeds go towards funding the Asterix Mobile Medical Center. How? Well, head on over to wina450.com and purchase all the raffle tickets your heart's desire. Do it before August 21st. The winner will be picked on August 22nd at the 2015 Bud Light Ironman National in Crawfordsville, Indiana. The winner doesn't need to be present to claim their prize. What are you waiting for? Get your tickets now at wina450.com and help support the Asterix Mobile Medical Center today. And that is our motocross segment presented by Acherbys. Now moving on to our road race segment presented by Yoshimura. And if you watch this show on the regular, and I know you do, then you saw our great chat with Yamalube Yes Graves Yamaha's JD Beach and how he's been clobbering the competition in this year's Moto America Supersport class. Well, he and the rest of the talented field of hopefuls were at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca to put on a show for the world. But how did JD do? To the highlights we go. Left part of your screen is number 50 latest Motorsports Triumph's Bobby Fong. That was pole, but it was Beach who came off the line strong, and the drag race to turn 2 was on. Fong and Beach go side by side with Beach saving another almost high side, P1. With Beach heading off into the sunset, second was left to number 2 Wheels in Motion Yamaha's Josh Herron, Fong, and number 25 M4 SportBikeTrackGear.com Suzuki's David Anthony. Fong with a little touch of the back wheel of Herron, he is down and out. But all good things up front for Beach as he takes his 8th of the season, 6th in a row. Great job by David Anthony on his podium, 2 Yamis and a Suzuki up there. As for this one, well, with 4 races remaining, it's going to be tough to knock off the powerhouse that is JD Beach. The most prestigious motorcycle endurance race happened on Sunday in Japan, the Suzuka 8-Hour. 2 or 3 riders racing for 8 hours with pit stops and all kinds of craziness. And some of the biggest names in road racing showed up, including the Monster Energy Tech 3 MotoGP team of Bradley Smith and Pol Espargaro. They teamed up with Katsuyuki Nagasuga. They ended up winning the 8-Hour on the new Yamaha R1, the first win for Yamaha in 19 years. MotoGP World Champ Casey Stoner was on hand, and in his first stint on the Honda CBR 1000RR, this wicked crash happened. Stoner said the throttle stuck wide open, later confirmed by HRC in Japan. Stoner suffered a broken right scapula and fractured his left ankle. Get well soon, Casey. Make sure you check out World Superbike on beIN Sport Network. It'll be Sunday, race 1 at 1:30 p.m. East, followed by race 2, 2:30 p.m. That's all from the Sepang International Circuit. And that is our road race segment presented by Yoshimura. And I mentioned it at the top of the show, don't forget that you can check out all the racing from the Rocky Mountain ATV Amateur National Motocross Championship from Loretta Lynn's, presented by AMSOIL. It's on RacerTV.com all week long and always live. And make sure you tune into NBCSN, that's NBC Sports Network, for great GNCC race action from Mountaineer Run. That'll be Saturday, August 1st. Put AMA Pro Flat Track on your calendar because Tuesday, August 4th on fanschoice.tv, they'll be racing up South Dakota. You don't want to miss that great race action. Now for the white flag round of the Mountain Dew ATV MX National Championship, where Hetrick Racing Corrosion Specialty Honda's Joel Hetrick kept the momentum of his late season surge going on Saturday in his head-to-head battle with Maine Championship rival, Wienen Motorsports Yamaha's Chad Wienen, who's the current points leader and reigning 3-time title holder. The net result from the weekend? Well, it wasn't exactly what Hetrick was hoping for. A warm afternoon it was in southern Michigan, Redbud the track, and it's always a rough sand track, and most said it was more of a Wienen track since he's dominated the last couple of years. However, Hetrick kicked off the day posting the fastest lap time in practice. It was his 8th ATVRider.com top qualifier award in 9 rounds this season. When the motos got underway, Veckery Racing Never Sleep Designs Honda's Casey Martin claimed his first SSI Decals Hole Shot Award. Behind him, Root River Racing's Josh Upperman banged wheels in the first turn as they fought for track position. That aggressive battle in the front proved an opportunity for Wienen. He eventually put his Yamaha at the front of the field on the opening lap, with Martin slotting into second ahead of Upperman in third. Hetrick fell way back to 9th, but immediately began his aggressive charge back to the front. By the time Hetrick moved into second place, Wienen was gone. No matter how hard the Pennsylvania native tried, the number 1 was too strong. So Wienen grabs another win and a good chunk of points as Hetrick took as much as he could, but the overall is still up for grabs. Moto 2 proved a lot different for Hetrick. He put himself at the front of the field immediately by grabbing another SSI Decals Hole Shot Award over Rastrelli and Wienen. Hetrick moved out to over a second lead by the completion of the opening lap, and with Rastrelli sitting between Hetrick and Wienen, it was the window Hetrick needed to open up an advantage. By the time Wienen got into second place, lap 3, he was still losing ground to his championship rival. And that is how it would go. Hetrick completed his wire-to-wire moto win by taking the checkered flag by over 6.2 seconds ahead of Wienen. Tiebreaker goes to Hetrick 2-1 to Wienen's 1-2, good enough for the overall. Brown's consistency 3-3 landed him third. However, with 1 round remaining, the points difference is exactly the same when we left as when we came in. 15 points, the difference. Get out of the house and get to a race. If you're in Malaysia, and I know you are, check out the INI World Superbike Championship. Also, the 2015 Rocky Mountain ATV MC AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship presented by AMSOIL is happening right now. Head on over to Loretta Lynn's Ranch in Tennessee and check that out. Also, next Tuesday, AMA Pro Flat Track will be in Rapid City, South Dakota. So if you're headed to Sturgis, put Flat Track on your calendar.
The RacerX Show with Greg White is being presented by Cherubies, Soul and Passion, and by Yoshimura, the leader in performance exhausts.
Okay, we're wrapping up the show today, but if you like the show, feel free to share it with everyone. If you're on Periscope, you can follow me through Twitter. It's at Greg White. I'll bring you some live pro motocross pit stuff on Friday and some other stuff from races that I attend. All right, for the fine crew here at the RacerX Show and RacerTV, thanks for watching. Remember, we are all racing all the time. Amateur Moto, get it on!